As I always do, I remind you with this one poem that is specifically for today. It's by Paul Laurence Dunbar. No, be not still, but with a will, strike all your harps and set them ringing. On hill and heath, let every breath throw all its power into singing. And here we are for the two harps, singing and harping today.
Good morning. I'm going to try not to trip over that bench. Okay. Come thou fount.
We made it through the one.
We did. Okay. Good morning, and thank y'all so much for coming. This is a huge crowd, and we never expected so many of you to find the time to come today, and we so appreciate it. Before we get started, I have someone very special in the audience today, and I have a lot of people very special in the audience today, but this lady's going to get the nod this morning. Someone very special in the audience, and I would like for you to know her. I graduated with a music degree from Mississippi University for Women in 1980. The head of the choral music department at that time was Dr. Marilyn Swingle. She was the director of our women's concert choir. She programmed me in those 4 years to sing second soprano for the rest of my life. And we were good. We were very good. But she also shared life with us through her example, her wisdom, and her total expertise of choral music. I'd like for you to welcome Dr. Marilyn Swingle here this morning. She's on the second row. My harp teacher is also here today, Betty Cranwell, who got me going on the harp a while back. So if that doesn't make you nervous, I don't know what does. But anyway, I'm Cindy Mathis, and this is Kenneth Williams, and we really are so glad that you've come to hear two harps duets today. My harp is a 46-string Lion and Healy pedal harp, and Kenneth's harmonica, or French harp, get the message there, will fit in his pocket when he travels around to play, okay? This one will not, okay? He also plays a set, or has a set of 24 different harmonicas set to each key, depending on what he needs to play. Now, that was an interesting fact to me. Our program today is entitled Two Harps, A Heavenly Experience in an Uncertain Time. Everyone here experienced this uncertain time in the spring of 2020 with the invasion of COVID to our country. Think back to the shelter-in-place national mandate by our government. The days and weeks we stayed in our homes somewhat terrified about the virus, quarantined from our friends, our jobs, our churches, and many times our own families. One day in late March, I got a text from Kenneth. "I have an idea. Call me, but take a Xanax first." Those of you who know Kenneth knows he has some big, great ideas. So I called him. He did have an idea. He wanted us to find some encouraging songs to record and video to share with others as an encouragement for these uncertain, scary times. So we began brainstorming and trying hymns and songs that we thought might work. Ben Mathis, my son, was singing and recording in Nashville at that time. The Nashville music scene also shut down, so Ben came home to stay with Phil and me for a while, and that was a gift in itself. So Ben turned our music room into a makeshift recording studio and recorded about 10 duets over a period of a few days. He gave us suggestions and feedback, and Phil chimed in from time to time also. It was amazing how quickly we got those songs recorded. The COVID shutdown had given us this gift of time. Now it was time to video. Luke Price, an incredibly talented local videographer, had just gotten his business started in Corinth. Kenneth employed him to video our songs. Mona Lisa served as our technical and creative director. Mona Lisa Grady, she has a last name. Okay, Mona Lisa Grady served as our technical and creative director, and she and Kenneth located some beautiful settings around Corinth to do our videos. On April the 20th, 2020, we recorded songs beside Waucomus Lake, in front of an old barn, on a cabin porch, complete with a live horse who walked up. We went to the Catfish Hotel and recorded "The Water is Wide" by the mighty Tennessee River. And side note, later in the year when quarantines had lifted a bit, we recorded "Silent Night" and "Jingle Bells" at night in the middle of a shut down Fillmore Street, all decorated for Christmas. Yes, Kenneth had big ideas. The best part came next. We shared these videos one at a time, hoping we could lift the spirits of our friends and anyone we could reach on Facebook. People really seemed to love them. They looked forward to the next one coming. We enjoyed the comments of excitement and likes and shares. It seemed that Kenneth's idea had done just what his goal in the beginning had been, sharing encouragement through music in a very uncertain time. But doesn't music do that for us? Today, we will share some of our 2020 duets. We hope you will relax and enjoy these simple melodies on these two very different harps.
When we decided to do this, I meant to put a clause in there about no live performances, okay? Because it's a lot different when you're trying to play and Luke Price is over here video and you say, "No, Luke, that's no good. Take that off. Let's start again." But there's no really starting again here. But anyway, I am totally amazed at the fact that the Corinth Music Club is 101 years old. Being somewhat of a historian or loving history, that is amazing that one club has held together for 101 years. And congratulations to you all for pushing through on that. Good. has got to be Cindy's favorite song here, right?
I love it.
Coming up. So we're taking two real easy to play songs and putting them together to make one very difficult song, okay? But that's for someone who has absolutely no musical training, as opposed to somebody that has a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Yeah, had a little competition there. made it.
Have to find my notes, just a minute. The next song that we will do is Were You There When They Crucified My Lord? This is the first piece that Kenneth and I ever performed as a duo. We played it for the Lenten Luncheon in the Fellowship Hall of the Old First United Methodist Church in 2013. The words of this spiritual resonate in our hearts, especially on Good Friday every year. While I'm up, I'm going to go on and tell you a little bit about Ashokan Farewell, which will be played later. This melody is associated with the Civil War. You imagine a soldier, tired soldier, lying out on a hill playing a harmonica. But Ken Burns chose this tune, this melody, to be his theme song for his series on the Civil War. But Jay Unger wrote the Ashokan Farewell in 1982. After the end of his third Ashokan Summer Music and Dance Camp in New York. Unger describes the song as coming out of a sense of loss and longing because he never wanted each of those camps to end. So that's just a little history on both of these songs, and we will now play Were You There When They Crucified My Lord?
So I'm going to introduce a video that I'll tell you about. And I always do too much history, and I always say more than I need to say. Right, Mona Lisa? Anyway, I was a freshman at Ole Miss in 1959 when I was summoned home to attend the first worship service in the new First Methodist Church building that was built on Fillmore Street here in Corinth. It was, shall we say, a very modern building. And it was a modern building built on a street that had serious national, even historical things that had occurred there on that street. So I was never crazy about the architecture, but when you walked inside, It was magnificent, and it was just, the sun would shine through the beautiful stained glass, and it was magnificent. But anyway, we made the video that we're fixing to see. We made that on November of 21. So this was the last event. We had the last service, and it was over. But we snuck back in after the service and set up, and I don't even think we had power in there. But anyway, I can't remember that. But anyway, we made the video. So I hope you enjoy it. It's kind of a surprise. We did it then. We never felt comfortable to do it until now. Hold on.
Let's do it again. You probably were right. You're right.
Our videos, as we posted them from time to time on Facebook around 2020, and put them on Instagram, Facebook, they got quite a lot of attention. And I was hearing from friends that I hadn't heard from in a long time. And one of them was a guy that was a Corinth High School graduate. He was older than me. His name was Lowell Luckin. Lowell called one day and said that he had had bad health issues. He'd had heart attacks, he'd had strokes, he had cancer. Man, he was in bad shape. And he wanted us to play his favorite song, one that he wanted played at his funeral. And the name of the song was Go Rest High on That Mountain. Lowell lasted longer than he thought. And he just died this spring when we had all kinds of other things going on at that time. And, but he did have his service here, and the song was played here, and I hope he's smiling down from heaven. But anyway, it's called Go Rest High on That Mountain. It was originally written by...
Vince Gill.
What? Oh, yeah, Vince Gill, of course. Vince Gill. Vince Gill wrote it and then rewrote it. He wrote it first about his brother who was dying. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to try to give you Go Rest High on That Mountain, if I can hush and play. Okay.
You're fine.
Hope you enjoyed that, old friend.
I think he helped us play it. I think it's the best we've ever done it.
I think you're right.
Oh, me. Oh.